Hi, it's me, Tracy, your literary companion. Today we are stepping into the magic of winter reading. From frost-laced fiction and fantasy to poetry to warm your heart, and nonfiction that will help you embrace the winter season. Here are books that will help light up the darkest days and the darkest nights. Winter, it is a special time of year where magic often hides in plain sight, from frosty mornings to the hush of the first snowfall, the beauty of candle glow, the delight of curling up under a warm blanket, and not least, getting lost in the pages of stories. Let's start with some literary fiction that is ideal for winter reading. The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. This is a beautifully haunting tale set in 1920s Alaska, where a childless couple build a girl out of snow and who magically comes to life. Blending fairy tale and reality, the novel explores themes of love, loss, and resilience, and the fragile magic of hope with such poetic tones and steeped in winter's harsh beauty. This story really touches the heart. Winter Tales, selected short stories by Scottish writer Kenneth. These are stories that are set in many places: Scotland, Ireland, Finland, Germany, America, and many more places, which highlight how the season of winter affects us, especially our inner being, our inner spirit. Each story is self-contained, but interconnected by the universal themes of love, loss, faith, and sometimes even betrayal, and all that it is to be lost. Beautifully layered and poignant, introspective reading, ideal for winter, which offers time and space for contemplation. Some classic fiction for winter: Frome by Edith Wharton. This tells the tragic story of a struggling farmer, Frome, trapped in a loveless marriage. He is drawn to his wife's lively cousin, Maddie. This is a short work of fiction, a novella really, but a very deep story. Forbidden love mixed with emotional paralysis and the crushing weight of disappointing circumstances, set in frozen winter landscape of New England. Very frosty, but very good. Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. This Russian classic follows Yuri Zhivago, a physician and poet, as he navigates the upheavals of the Russian Revolution and Civil War. Torn between his devotion to his wife Tanya, but his profound love for Laura, Yuri struggles to preserve his humanity and creativity in a world that is consumed by violence and ideology. The novel is both a sweeping love story and a meditation on individual freedom, fate, the human spirit within a time period of war and change. A couple of suggestions for you in fantasy fiction for winter. The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. This beautiful tale is set in medieval Russia, where young Vasya must embrace her mystical gifts to protect her village from dark forces. Blending folklore, magic, and faith, it explores the tension between tradition, belief, and the power of a wild, untamed spirit. This is a lush, adventurous fairy tale inspired by Russian folklore, filled with frost demons, forest spirits, and icy nights. This is the first book of the Winter Night trilogy. A few years back, I read this book in the month of January, and I can highly recommend this one for winter reading. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, a real classic and a childhood favorite. This is a story of 4 siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, who are sent to the countryside during World War II England. They discover a magical land called Narnia that is inside an old wardrobe, an old cupboard. Narnia is ruled by the cruel White Witch, who has made it always winter, but never Christmas. Guided by the noble lion Aslan and the true king of Narnia, they join forces against the battle of good and evil, discovering courage, sacrifice, and hope along the way. Highly nostalgic and timelessly magical, this is a delight for winter night reading. And now for a couple of selections, what I'm calling Cosy Fiction. The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. This is the story of Monsieur Perdu, a Parisian literary apothecary who runs a floating bookshop on the River Seine. He prescribes novels, books, to help others heal their emotional wounds while secretly he's nursing his own private heartbreak. When he finally opens up the long unread letter from a lost love, he sets sail through France on a journey of self-discovery, joined by unexpected companions. Along the way, Perdu learns to confront the past and embrace forgiveness and rediscovers the joy of love and life. Warm, sweet, poetic, and highly life-affirming, this book is so lovely for a reflective winter mood read. Winter Solstice by Rosamunde Pilcher. This is a true contemporary winter classic. Set in the Scottish Highlands, it brings together a cast of very different but lonely and hurting people. They are each facing loss and big change in their lives, but come together in the embrace of unexpected warmth, connection, and friendship during the winter solstice in a small Scottish village. The hope of the Christmas season brings the warmth and love of new beginnings for everyone. A couple of selections that are a bit historical fiction laced with Gothic undertones. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. This is a lush, atmospheric story set in Victorian England. Here we meet widow Cora Seaborn, who moves from London to rural Essex, where she is drawn to by the rumors of a mysterious monster-like serpent that is there. She forms a complicated bond with the local Reverend William Ransom, and she challenges his faith and duty with her curiosity and love of science. As the village confronts fears, nature, and superstition, as well as suspicion, the novel explores the tension between faith and reason, love and desire, myth and reality, as well as big social changes. I loved the folklore, science, and subtle, as well as not so subtle, questions about the big things in life, and not least the shifting emotions in this richly layered story. A great mood read for a winter's night. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. Ava Lavender is born with the wings of a bird, a mysterious gift that sets her apart and marks her for life with a sense of otherworldly destiny. Spanning generations, the novel chronicles her very eccentric family's hidden tragedies, loves, and obsessions, and explores personal identity and the weight of inherited secrets. It's a great story with It traces love in all its many forms and is laced with magical realism and Gothic melancholy, but there is also whimsy and delight as well. This makes another ideal mood read for winter. And now for some poetry, not necessarily winter themed, but the quiet season of winter is an ideal time for poetry. The Letters from Maine by May Sarton, published in 1984. This is a collection of poems that evoke the feeling of the letters written by the author while living in a rural town in Maine as if sent to a loved one far away. The poems blend meditation, observation, and emotional honesty, exploring themes of love, solitude, nature, aging, and the creative life. May Sarton's work reaches towards broader truths about the human condition. Set against the backdrop of the changing New England seasons, Sarton captures both the beauty and isolation of rural life, reflecting on the balance between connection and independence and the quiet strength found in solitude, as well as the spiritual nourishment of the natural world. The main landscape becomes both a literal and symbolic setting, a place of renewal, clarity, and self-discovery. Letters from Maine reads as a dazzling chronicle of inward growth, celebrating the power of mindfulness, love, and art to sustain the spirit. This collection makes very sustaining and heart-supportive reading in winter. I just love the works of May Sarton. Ariel by Sylvia Plath, published in 1965, 2 years after Plath's death in the winter of 1963. This is a collection of poems that mark the height of her poetic power. Intense, confessional, and charged with very striking imagery. This collection captures her struggle with identity, creativity, motherhood, and death, often all merging the personal and the mythic. The tones swing beautifully like a pendulum between rage and despair to eerie calm and a sparkling visionary clarity. Plath's language is vivid and compressed, but often musical, but also has a violent edge at times, a blend of beauty with something close to horror. Thematically, Ariel can be read as both a journey through destruction toward a fierce kind of freedom and as a document of Plath's psychological and creative climax before the end of her all too short life. She was only 30 when she died. While rooted in her personal experience, the poems go well beyond the autobiographical, touching on universal themes and experiences like suffering, gender, love, societal expectation, rebirth, and the seeking of creative fulfillment. It is wild emotional territory and perfect for winter, which is a good time to go deep. A little nonfiction, true stories to round out some winter reading. Winter, Notes from Montana by Rick Bass. This is a reflective, lyrical collection of essays and observations about life in the remote, rugged mountains of Montana during the winter season. Rick Bass beautifully blends natural history with personal memoir, as well as environmental meditation, capturing the sometimes harsh but also rich beauty of the winter season. The themes of solitude while living in a rural setting and the intimate connection between humans and the land are also explored. Bass offers us the work of winter, to embrace patience, observation, and respect for nature and wildlife. If you enjoy nature writing, I can highly recommend this one. Wintering, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times by Katherine May. This is now quite a popular book for winter. Katherine May, through personal experiences, explores the concept of wintering as a period of rest, reflection, and renewal during life's challenges. May emphasizes that difficult seasons, emotional, physical, or professional, are natural and sometimes necessary, that embracing stillness, slowing down and caring for oneself can lead to resilience, growth, and a deeper appreciation of the cycles of life and oneself in it, as well as a way to move forward. May shares lessons from literature, mythology, and the natural world to inspire us to find nourishment in times that may seem fallow, but actually hold hidden riches, hidden value. If you find winter a tough season, or maybe you are going through a difficult season of life, you may discover much support in this lovely book. I have a bonus book for you, and it is pretty special, so I feel it deserves its own category. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. This is a gentle, wonderfully illustrated tale about a boy who meets 3 animal friends on a journey along the way of life. Through simple conversations, they share about wisdom, the wisdom of kindness, courage, love, and acceptance. They support one another as they face fears, moments of doubt, and the search for meaning in this life. Their journey unfolds like a series of gentle lessons, reminding us that asking for help is a very brave thing to do, and that even small acts of kindness can change everything. Together they discover that friendship and compassion are what truly help us find our way through everything. This charming, beautiful story celebrates hope, connection, and the quiet strength from simply being yourself. I offer this as a winter year-end reading selection because it would make such a lovely gift for anyone who needs a good dose of love and encouragement, and that person might just be you. So there's a good stack of reading for you for winter. Stories that remind us that even in the coldest times, the darkest times, there's warmth waiting for us. There's always warmth waiting for us between the pages of a good book, and always a hint of light in the darkness. If you have some reading suggestions that capture the magic of winter, please leave them in the comments. I would love to add those to my reading list too. And if you enjoyed this look at seasonal reading, please let me know. Please leave a comment, a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe if you are new here. I would love to see you again. And so until next time, I wish you happy reading, a magical winter, and lovely days ahead with the festive season just around the corner. And as always, I wish you much love and many blessings. I will see you again here very soon.